Moses had the rod and everything, and the prophets and even the Israelites were protected by the mist, when they marked all the doors with blood so their firstborn wouldn't die. That's part of the Holy Spirit's body. That's how they protected the firstborn. Same thing with the tools that I have. It's something that you can't take. Okay, sweetheart? But we need to help the children. We need to help America. The time of Moses and the Israelites, and when Herod wanted to kill all the firstborn because he knew that Jesus was born. And they marked all the doors with the lamb's blood. So they were protected from the pestilence. Remember? And then Pharaoh from his own mouth, his firstborn son died because Moses says from his own mouth would come the next chastisement against the Egyptians. Or plagues, if you want to say. So we don't want any plagues. We need to work together. No more plagues in our country. We need to work together. So the Holy Spirit that works together with us. And you are actually made by the breath of God, the messianic breath, which is part of the Trinity. It doesn't have anything to do with me. And if you don't believe in that, it's the divine nature of life, and it's molecular. Look it up. Nancy Murphy, Dr. Nancy Murphy. She's a genius. She has a book about proving God is real and true. And she proves it by science and philosophy. She's a genius. Look her up. So we need to come together here in Arizona and get together and realize that it's a geopolitical power. We can't do the same things we did before on our actions. We need to make pure actions, more wisdom, because we didn't make wisdom in our country, because that's why we are sold to the open borders, that we're all in danger. We don't know what's going to happen. Only by the grace of God we're still existing, that they didn't bring any nuclear uranium, which they probably did. They just need one more handful, Iran, to make the uranium. Did you know that? As a missile as big as Hiroshima. Wake up. Why would you vote in a Democratic Party when they have shown you what they could do? They are behind in the times, and they don't understand the geopolitical powers, and the economy has changed. They don't understand the multicultural understanding on how to support the foundation of a nation that could carry each people from each nation and allow each people from each culture to lay their head on a pillow, to build a life of safety. We did that. And you know how? Because we had a Judeo-Christian nation that could never go away from it. Otherwise, our country could be destroyed. This land was given to the people of all nations. This is the mother of all nations, America. And we've always got along. But as you know, Pope 10th and 11th tells us in the art of war, when they want to go against the people in control, they pit each other against each other. They say a lie a truth and truth a lie, and they make big problems. And the Democratic Party doesn't have the experience. They don't have the heart. They don't have the understanding mentality. They don't have the forethought of truth. It is shown by the actions of their injustices. They had open borders. You could never have open borders. Why would you build speed, the most beautiful big boats? I just talked about that. About 60 Minutes did it, because I told them that they have to watch every area of the submarines and everything. It's in 60 Minutes. Why would you build that's the fastest boat that goes from ocean to ocean when you don't protect the borders? God bless you. God bless you. Why would you have the best military planes? And that's the fastest when you don't protect your borders. Why would you have a beautiful lady that works blood, sweat, and tears in Arizona and made it a beautiful place. And she locks her door at night, correct? Why? Let's come together in truth. Why would you have the doctors to go and protect your body and make sure you take a blood test, because you have to make sure the blood is flowing right if you have a disease or a problem. And physicals are necessary for many people. Why? Because you want to protect your body. The same thing with the borders and the geopolitical problems. And they're not able to negotiate with the wars with Russia and Putin. And Russia, Putin did want to negotiate. They're not able to negotiate with Hamas and Iran, and now we're in big trouble with Iran. They're not able to negotiate with Gates, and he has all those lands of food, of the land that's going to be our food. We cannot make synthetic food. They're not able to negotiate with the pharmaceutical companies. We know that chemotherapy doesn't work. I know I'm a medical business for 20 years. We know it doesn't work. I used to counsel the doctors, and I'll never forget one of the ladies. She's a beautiful lady. She was a doctor of oncology, and she told me she left the practice for a while, and because it was too much. She saw so many deaths, and she didn't believe in chemotherapy. This is a time and a place that we cannot waste any more time. Time is at hand. The Democratic Party showed you. They didn't protect us internationally through open borders. Everything is set up. I told you, offices of China. ISIS is in. Maybe the African people that are cooked up with Russia's connection with the southern borders of Africa, that they're planting missiles. And Iranian, there was also Iranian, other people that came in. Are you listening? And also, the Chinas come in with the wheeling suitcases. I told you this before. So they got it wrong on the border. How could she be representative of our nation when she doesn't understand geopolitical problems? And then they have the war with Russia, and they have the war with Hamas and Israel. Let's say that's not their fault. Okay? But many people have said they came in fast because they saw what they did with Afghanistan. But they took our oil off. And they took our greatest commodity, which we have beautiful commodity. And what are they doing with the liquid oil? That we have one of the greatest liquid oils ever in the whole world of commodities. And we have more commodities. And many people lost jobs. And then inflation is so bad, many people lost homes. And when they brought the immigrants in, all the homeless was pushed to the side and people lost their homes. They should have been thinking about that, correct? So many things. And these poor immigrants, they were forced in here. And the billionaires that are immigrants from these immigrants' countries, the billionaires that are from these immigrants' countries that are in our country and their country, need to help support these immigrants. By law. They're used as human trafficking, those poor immigrants. Some are forced here. And then they have to pay bills and pay and sell themselves. 1 out of every 4 have human trafficking. How would she like it if someone come bomb our place and kill our children? Did you see what Hezbollah did? They bombed the soccer team. We don't want that for our country. So let's sum up here and realize they couldn't protect the borders. They couldn't protect our economy. We have the worst inflation. They couldn't protect our multicultural unity that we had before. They couldn't protect international problems. And they constantly tried to start trouble when President Trump was in, because they had a plan. This is a plan for years. You know all the issues. So Arizona, think. It's a geopolitical problem, I told you, and I'll tell you one more time. My name's Lucia, Arden. In 1 page, I'll sum it up for you. There are pillars of power in these technological times. There's a pillar of a beautiful light, of technology information. There's a pillar of laws and regulations that's shorter. In the center is the God of light. There's a God of light. And that's the God of Abraham, the God Most High, that we are protected through. And then that's in the center, or the spirit of life, if you don't believe in that, or the way things should be, the justice. And then there's the light, the pillar of light of all the people of globalization, of multicultural, of all the nations trying to exist as the peoples coming together. And then there's a pillar of the government that's very low. So those are all ran together with the Aristotle categories. They all work together in the geopolitical powers. Then underneath there's the geopolitical powers of the countries that want geopolitical power, which they want geopolitical power is controlling the ocean and the land in technology and economy and information systems. And that's underneath the dirt of all dirt, because they're imperialistic nations. They'll kill and they'll take everything from us and from you. And that's what they did. Were they able to protect the five older companies in the United States were raided by China information systems? They're going under. How would she like it? And all you guys that are in the Arizona Democratic, this beautiful home made here, and to lose that and just flatten down after you put $2 million, it's worth $1.5 million. What would you do? What would you do? Because I told them and warned them about what China was doing about the information systems. I saw it. I had a vision, but it's also common sense. And also, you're going to see in every office of the United States, there's going to be problems. You're going to see more treason, more crime. And then underneath all that is the 9, and this is a big point that they forget, that Arizona, beautiful Arizona people that God loves, they forget there's 9 cartel billionaire that are powerful. China's number 1. And thank God they found the chiefs of the Sinaloa drug people. And I know they don't, that many of those people that are in the drug leaders, they want to stop. They're bored into it. And they found them. But that's what's caused China is the number 1 billionaire. China's like an evil of all evils, of a billionaire trying to ruin our country. And then there's others. But some of those cartels that are considered cartels, they're cartels with their own nation and their own businesses. This is very, very serious. Very serious. And then there's the World Health Control, the World Economic Control, the WHO, all that underneath the dirt of all dirt, and billionaires that want to have world control and depopulation. We didn't have those 20 years ago. We didn't have those 7 years ago that formed so clear. Things have changed, Arizona people. These Democrats don't have the forethought. They don't have the compassion of intention of understanding. They don't have the international negotiation skills of business. Not only did they let go of our oil wells, they couldn't write up the leases, and they let go of all the scraps. Plus, did you know that many agriculture places were burned? Many miles and miles of agriculture were burned in the United States because they want world health control, world food control. Did you know that many Texans and many people all over lost their small oil wells? I could go on and on. Under the Democratic Party. Wake up, Arizona, you beautiful people. God saw you. He saw what you did in this beautiful country, blood, sweat, and tears. In the desert, you made a beautiful desert a heaven. But if you vote in Democratic, your beautiful desert in the heavens on earth will be in trouble. Do you hear me? This is common sense. You can look me up, LisaLucian.com, A Rise to God's Truth. My books are foundation of God, but they are geopolitical books and books about America. So you have to read in detail and see in all my articles and all my work. This is for you. I have to deliver. It's my responsibility. I'm independent. Now, brothers and sisters, did you see in Arizona and across the world, time is at hand. World has changed. When you build, you don't use the old building, do you? The old scraps in the old building? Look at this beautiful building. It's more updated and more efficient, correct? They even use solar systems, correct, on a new house? That helps a lot of people. That's relative to the Democratic Party under the lead communists. They don't know how to use the energy and the beauty of the first substance of life, of God's life and wisdom. They don't know how to incorporate that like a solar system up on top of the roof of a house, up on top of the roof of our America. They're antiquated. They don't know how to take and it's called Aristotle categories, all the different things that are around make a difference. Things have changed. Our beautiful Simone Biles, correct? She's now Olympic gold medal. I've been praying for all of them. Do you know? Remember, she didn't get it first. There's a bird is so happy. Me speaking about it. I saw 2 little birds flying. Remember when she was so tender and sweethearted? Correct? Simone Biles, she was young and she didn't realize. But if you look at her now, her face has all changed. She's got the wisdom. She has the shield. She has the warrior shield up on her. She realized. And she was able to make it through and get medals here for our America, our Olympics. The same thing with your beautiful Democratic Party that are the lay people and even some of the leaders that want the best intention. I know you do. But things have changed. You need to polish up and put on the warrior cape of truth, of righteousness in a geopolitical powers, of technology, of land, of economy, of military, of information system, of sociological geopolitical powers come together. And a lady just went across and you pick it out. They say, pick out of your own eye. That's what they say. I'm no better than anybody else, but I'm responsible to say it. I'm no better than anyone else, but I'm responsible to say it. And I've been saying it for years. You can look at all my work. They try to make lies about me, but I've had death. I've had many car accidents, many crimes, constantly on my computer broken, constantly crimes, sabotage, no exchange of things that are right because I've been pinpointed. This is very serious, and that's what they've done to America. They took our legacy when they brought all the immigrants in without assessing our own needs first. And when they did lockdowns, when they shouldn't have done lockdowns, I wrote about it and showed and proved. And when they allowed the vaccinations, when many people told them, and they knew because they used a lot of my ideas, the government, I said no vaccinations. And that's when I got in trouble. They put me in jail. They brought a police group. This is very, very serious. Let's come together and vote freedom. And we have to vote freedom and vote integrity in each company, in each place. Did you hear me? We need to vote freedom, integrity, so we can take care of our nation, take care of our people. They're working hard. They're working very, very hard. We need to vote freedom. Who gives you freedom? Who knows how to do international business? Who knows how to write contracts? Who knows how to protect our inflation? Who knows? Who protected our economy? President Trump and the freedom leaders. Who Who protected our borders? President Trump and the freedom leaders. Who protected our international business? President Trump and our freedom leaders. Who did the first tariffs to bring money into our country? President Trump and the freedom leaders. Who gave most money to Black University? President Trump and the freedom leaders. Who gave most jobs to the Mexicans and blacks? President Trump and the freedom leaders. Who began to work on the small, large businesses? President Trump and the freedom leaders. Who decreased taxes? President Trump and the freedom leaders. Who helped drug and alcohol issues? President Trump and Melania and Mrs. Trump and the freedom leaders. Yes, yes. God bless you. God bless you. Today is the day to come and be a freedom leader of America for justice. God bless you.